Hey guys, how's it going? It's Douglas here at John Boy Productions, bringing you another Screaming Ghostface Collector's video. It's been a little over a week since our last video, and that's been for a few different reasons. One of which, I was waiting on one last piece to arrive to do this video, and unfortunately that piece has gotten lost in the mail, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. Also, this past week has been Thanksgiving, which I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and spent time with your family and or loved ones. It was also my father's birthday the day after Thanksgiving, and unfortunately, prior to Thanksgiving this past week, I lost a friend, so I've kind of taken a step back from social media just to properly process that and grieve over his loss. But on a lighter note, let's go ahead and take a look at today's additions to the collection. Alright guys, and for the first piece we're going to take a look at, this is technically not a Ghostface related item, but it did come from Ghostface. Well, Mr. Ghostface 93 to be exact, aka Mr. Chris Goodwin. Chris recently hit me up and asked if I happen to have one of these yet, and I did not, so he picked one up for me and sent it to me as a gift. Here we have the Hot Topic exclusive Papa Emeritus 1 Pop. I think this is the one that we were all anticipating the most, or most OG Ghost fans really wanted a Papa 1 Pop, because there's really not a lot of merchandise, t-shirts, or otherwise with Papa 1 on it. So we were wondering if they were actually even going to be able to do a Papa 1 Pop, and luckily they were, and this guy is pretty freaking sweet. The box is a little scuffed on this one, but hopefully you can see through the plastic perfectly fine. Really love his design, the paint looks really great, and I love that he has the Thurible. Such a cool piece. Thank you so much, Chris. So with this edition, I now have all of the Papa Emeritus Pops, Papa Nil, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't think they did a Copia one. Actually, I'm almost 100% sure they didn't, and no loss there. Alright guys, and this next item is something that technically has already been featured on the channel, but not in a Ghostface specific video. If you guys have seen my most recent video where I went to the local Toy Fest trying to find anything Screaming Ghostface related, you will have already seen this, but if you have not, here we have a McFarlane's Movie Maniacs Series 2 Ghostface figure. Still sealed, completely sealed, packaging's in really great shape, no yellowing on the plastic. And what's so special about this compared to the one I already have, well, for one, I've never owned one sealed, and for two, there technically are a couple of little differences. Well, I guess mainly just one difference. I don't even know how well I can show it to you guys, it's really tricky to show. But behind Ghostface there, on his little bone stand, as some of you may know, all of the McFarlane Movie Maniacs figures come with these gallery stands that have a poster, usually of the movie artwork, but Ghostface here actually has something a little different. Yet again, it's almost impossible to see. I think this is the best you guys can see, the Ghostface lettering there at the bottom. Well, his little standee is a little different than the standard one. Typically, this is what it would have. The Scream poster, and same exact figure, same exact packaging, everything, but the only real difference is instead of the Scream poster, it just has a mostly black background image with Ghostface font at the bottom and a green image of a Gen 2 in the middle. So, really cool looking, great backdrop, great display. I like them both. I don't know, I guess if I just had it by itself, I would rather have the Ghostface one, but if I had the full line of Movie Maniacs, obviously having the actual film's artwork or poster artwork would be the go-to there. For those curious, here's the back of the packaging. I'm sure many of you are familiar with these. These were pretty common and pretty popular. But surprisingly, not too many people seem to know about the difference in their little backdrop there, so there you go. Next up, here we have yet another tagged original What's Up mask from Scary Movie, though this one is pretty much entirely different than the previous one. Unfortunately, this one does have a couple of scuffs on the face, but overall, very nice shape. Pretty decent condition on the tag. Unfortunately, the guy that I bought this from thought that it would be completely okay to just fold up the tag and fold up the mask and shove it in a tiny little box and mail it to me. While these masks aren't necessarily rare, they are becoming a little harder to find tagged. So, glad to have one, and just to show you guys how different they are, this is the standard EU version, the Easter Unlimited stamped on the chin version of the mask. We previously showed this one in a video. This is an Easter Unlimited T-stamp version. So check out the differences here, even in the tag. Completely different images, placement of the Scary Movie block is completely different. Overall, it's just a completely different tag, and obviously the masks are pretty different as well. When you really compare them, you can see a lot of differences in the sculpt, the shape, even a little bit in size. But the biggest one to me is the tongue. These have like a darker, more maroon colored tongue, as you can see, whereas this one is more of like a reddish pink. Also, the placement of these is different. This one sticks more like directly out of the side of the face and kicks off to the side, as you can see, whereas the tongue on these kind of just hangs down the chin. So, for any of you out there wondering about the differences in appearance, there you go. So there you have it, the standard Easter Unlimited and T-stamp versions tagged of the What's Up mask. And I do believe that they did do T-stamp versions of the stoned and the smiley mask as well, but unfortunately I don't have either of those. The only thing I'm really missing from my collection is just a standard stoned with the vintage style tag before I can do my scary movie mask guide, so hopefully I can find that somewhat soon. And in the future I would like to find the T-stamp versions tagged as well, but it's not a huge priority at the moment. Alright guys, and the next piece for today's video is another black and red Ghostface style packaging piece. Here we have an early 2000s complete, but not sealed, black and red Ghostface costume. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this style packaging. This is one of the most common styles of packaging to find out there. But yet again, they are a little bit harder to find complete these days. Not necessarily something rare, but I don't have any black and red Ghostface style packaging costumes. And since this one was listed for very cheap, I went ahead and picked it up just to add one to the collection. And luckily, it comes with a pretty awesome mask. Here we have the sealed costume mask bag. And the mask here is a TD stamped Easter Unlimited mask, aka what most people would call the reshoot style mask. Now what's so weird about this to me is if you look, you can see that discoloration around the eyes. For some reason, they put like a little plastic piece masking part of the face of the mask, but I don't understand why. I don't understand exactly what they're trying to protect or what that little plastic piece is there for, but it's there for sure. It looks like damage or some kind of staining, but it's completely sealed and brand new. You can also tell by this that this was a Walmart style package, so this would have been a piece sold in Walmart, obviously. And something interesting I just noticed is if you look down here at the list of inclusions, no gloves. No gloves are included, so that whole gloves is a free gift thing, I guess they were like, yeah, it's costing us too much money, we're gonna take those on out. Alright guys, and for the last piece, it is nothing amazing, nothing ground-shattering, and something I kind of already have, but also kind of don't. I do have one of these, but the one I have is sealed. This is an unsealed copy, and I got that for a very specific reason. Here we have the Scream Stalker costume. Obviously one of the earliest styles of Ghostface costume. This is not the earliest style of the Scream Stalker, but still, very nice condition card. Fully complete, everything's in there. Knife and gloves not included. And if we look at the mask here on the back, we have an Easter Unlimited HN stamped mask included. Well, I think that about does it for today's video. Like I said, nothing too crazy, not a ton of stuff, but just some random odds and ends I thought you guys might be interested in seeing. And a little off topic, but I just wanted to tell you guys, be thankful for those around you, be thankful for everything you have, because it can all change in an instant. With that being said, nothing left to do but give you guys some close-ups of today's editions. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you all, thank you for watching, and see you next time.